That's the prison population in 1970.
And the long and order period when crime begins to stand in for race.
If there is one area where the word war is appropriate, it is in the fight against crime.
Part of what he talked about was a war on crime, but that was...
This was President Nixon. It's a Republican back in the late 70s, all right? And President Nixon started the war on crime and poverty, all right? He created it. Ronald Reagan is another Republican, and he perfected it, all right? And then Bill Clinton made it a profitable industry when he did the 1994 crime bill with 3 strikes you out. You know what I'm saying? So our government reinstated the 13th Amendment through our presidents.
Person who articulates that perfectly.
There can be no progress in America without respect for law.
Many people felt like...
and they use riots and things of that nature to justify their policing in our community. You know what I'm saying?
The United States against the evils that we see in our cities.
The evils that they see in the cities is the war on drugs and the wars that the drugs that they put in our community. You know what I'm saying?
The wave of crime is not going to be the wave of the future in the United States of America.
We must wage what I have called total war against public enemy number 1 in the United States, the problem of dangerous drugs.
And the drugs is what they put in the community. They declared a war on drugs after they dumped it in the black community. You feel me? So they created a situation, and then they came to be the champions of the situation they created. You feel me?
We're being sent to jails and prisons for...
And y'all the ones that's getting sent to jail and being the victim of it because you're that community. You feel me?
Number 1 in the United States.
Every day you look at the media, what do they show? Negativity in the black community, right?
In order to defeat this enemy, it is necessary to wage a new all-out offensive.
What do you think about the militarization in the black communities in North, you know what I'm saying? The way that they police your communities versus other communities.
To recruit Southern whites, formerly staunch Democrats, into the Republican fold.
Persuading poor and working class whites to join the Republican...
Ain't that what Donald Trump doing now?
By speaking to, in subtle and non-racist terms,
thinly veiled racial appeals.
Talking about crime, by talking about law and order, or the chaos of our urban cities unleashed by the civil rights movement.
We have launched an all-out offensive against crime, against narcotics, against permissiveness in our country.
The rhetoric of get tough and law and order.
What's the difference between what Nixon talking about and what they talking about today? You feel me?
Nixon administration officials.
It's like 40 years ago, and the same thing going on.
People in jail. He said, quote, "The Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had 2 enemies, the anti-war left and black people." You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or black.
But they made it illegal to be black now, you know what I mean?
And then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news.
They killed the Black Panthers in Chicago, you know, in '68. You feel me? See the population? Watch it grow. That's money. Each number is 40,000 people, $40,000, $60,000. Then you went to Ronald Reagan. Then you went to Bill Clinton. All right, Reaganomics.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear.
Like I say, we at the North County High School and we doing 13th Amendment. We showing the movie so these kids know about this war on drugs, about this criminalization of being black in America. We got to teach our youth this now and not wait. These elections is important. Republicans and Democrats created this situation. $7:30 in the morning. Mr. Beezer, Ryan, tell them what we doing here with this 13th Amendment.
So with the 13th Amendment, what we're doing is we're trying to basically let the boys understand that a lot of things that they see, a lot of things they experience now in the streets or whatever, the police, is something that was started way before our even generation or during our time, and it's something that was set and purpose to basically change the whole environment and the whole even existence of our young black brothers. So we're bringing it home, bringing it real, and hope that they will learn from it and grow from it and become better citizens.
This is the principal at North County High. You got something to tell the people in the community about what you're trying to do here with this program?
Yeah, we're trying to change the world, one person at a time, one student at a time.
We want to stop the cradle to prison pipeline?
Yeah, we're trying to stop the prison pipeline.
All right, and we got to start with these young black boys in the schools, right?
Start with the black boys in the school, the education, everything else that we need to do to bring the community together to raise all of our kids.
Everybody.
Because every life matters.
Right, and we don't start with the kids, what's going to happen?
It's going to be a pipeline.
All right. Yes, sir. What are you here for?
What's going on, man? Oh, you know what I'm here for, man. Just to make a difference to these youth. Teach them, empower them, do whatever we have to do. Hey, what's going on, brother? Do whatever we got to do, man, to make a difference in their lives, man.
All right.
Must be paid for out of your pocket. They're saying the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
The idea of expanding the freedom of American business and the entrepreneurial class.
We will save $1.8 million in fiscal year 1982.
Luxury stores like Neiman Marcus predicts record sales.
The number of Americans dipping under the poverty level has reached the highest rate in 2 decades.
Homelessness and imprisonment population, you feel me? Those are two of America's autistic. It is what it is. Prison population and homelessness is two things that America doesn't want to address and deal with.
In the mid-1980s, we were already starting to embark on a war on drugs, and then all of a sudden along comes this new drug, crack cocaine.
Steve Young reports on a new kind of cocaine called crack.
It's dangerous, it's deadly, it will kill you.
The drug epidemic is as dangerous as any terrorist.
And they put that in our community, and it's been in our community ever since. You feel me? Because that's what fuels the war on black people.
Small doses, relatively inexpensive, with record time, established mandatory sentencing penalties for crack that were far harsher than those for powder.
And that's when it started.
The same amount of time in prison for 1 ounce of crack cocaine that you get for 100 ounces of powder cocaine.
Police here are cracking down on crack dealers.
Usually black or Hispanic, Latino.
Black, Hispanic, Latino.
Getting
They let the white boys go.
For possession of crack. If you're black with crack cocaine, you're going to prison for basically the rest of your life. And if you're white, you're pretty much getting stuck on the wrist.
Cocaine was more sophisticated.
And your champions in D.C., Conyers, and your black legislative caucus, they approved this, you know what I'm saying? So they went along with this. We traded the penitentiary for the plantation, cotton for cocaine, and the black population is still a cash crop in America.
Literally,
You understand that?
men from their families, literally huge chunks just disappearing into our prisons, and
No fathers in our communities to raise their children. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a father if you're in the penitentiary. You got fatherless families because of the war on drugs when it was really a war on our people.
Into the era of mass incarceration.
What Reagan ultimately does is takes the problem of economic inequality, of hypersegregation in America's cities, and the problem of drug abuse.
The 13th Amendment provided this. So understand the law. Use the law to your advantage.